in the courage that it takes to rise into your own Christed self. Then it is a focused intention that you are placing to then bring in the activated state of your own inner resonance with higher dimensions. This is, as you notice, only for those of you that are willing to rise more of your vibrations, to then see no stops in your evolution into paths that are naturally filled with harmony and joy. In making no errors in consciousness about this. This is about a consistent level of your own awakening, as it is not time to stop awakening more, no, but to awaken more, to connect more with who I am as your Commander Ashtar, of who we are, of the angelic realms, of the Galactic Council, of the Galactic Federation of Light. Each of you were handpicked to come here to help with Ascension as the 144,000 galactic beings that are here to bring in 5D Earth. As this is your path now to then see this reality come into existence. It is not about waiting to see any of our motherships in your skies to start your missions, or to complete your missions, as you see that if that was the case, then these messages would not be created daily, but would be waiting until first contact to make any transmissions. As you see how this works, your own efforts daily are bringing more of the new Earth in which there is no hold up in your DNA activation, as you are stepping into this reality daily. The stream of light that you are willing to accept in your higher self is then bringing you into the realms of a pure vibration, which is then the divine energy that you are willing to accept more inside. With your inner dedication and guided path, then you are able to keep soaring in your abilities to see. This is how an interconnected nature works to thrive into a natural abundant nature that you are filled up with. In the vibrancy that you are existing with, then you are willing to connect to the core of your frequency, rising in your inner glorious essence, which is an entrance into your own true self. As the more you are awakened, the less you are focused on the lower ego self of judgments, of trying to stop your light work, of trying to have you be distracted from your light missions. This is where your strength is coming in more fully to then allow you to see that the balance of your life is more secured now in fields of bliss that is pouring inside of your being. As you are seeing the daily creation of these messages that are aimed at helping each of you to deepen your vibrations into unity consciousness, this is a safety net of divine realities that are merging more into this dimension. To make this perfectly clear, this is not a channeling session, this is an awakened reality, which then shows you that the creator of these transmissions is who we are, of the Galactic Federation of Light, of your angelic guardians, while in this form. It is clear to those of you that are aware that this removes any doubt of the reality of Ascension to begin with. To see that this guidance is consistent, to then see no stops with the ascended dimensions to be happening now. This is not about trying to accomplish your higher advanced reality from only outer actions, meaning, yes, even in trying to create in abundance, unless you are connecting deeper with your true self, then you remain unawakened. You notice this as there are many individuals in this world that are creating music, art, and writings, but are creating from the lower ego self, which comes in the form of much judgments, destructive ways of being, and often to feed the lower ego self more. You see this when you hear music talking about killing, hurting someone, when you see art that is spreading hate, instead of unconditional love, when you see communications talking about war, instead of peacefulness. In making no mistakes about it, everyone is the creator on this world, and you are either creating from the lower ego self, or you are creating from your higher self. This reality is able to help you to see that currently there are still a large amount of humans that are under the control of the lower ego self, in which you notice talking about violence, and disharmony, war, divided natures, fear movies. Fear books often draws a lot of attention. You see millions of humans that are quick to pick up guns and shoot and kill someone, as you see that the insanity of that these same individuals have a lot of school education. It shows you that there is a serious reality of deception and disharmony that is of the lower ego self, which has an addiction to destructive natures, to being in fear, to being hooked to trauma-filled realities. It is in truth a sickness to create from the lower ego self, which feels that it is normal to make movies where individuals perform the roles of killers, where you see loud yelling in television and movie screens. You see how the infected nature of the lower ego self works. Then when a lot of humans see these realities, they try and mimic it in real life, to see that this is all from refusing to detach from the lower ego self. Often it takes a series of traumatic events for an individual to awaken to their true self, whether it is an immediate death in a close family member, close friend, or loss of social status. It is one reality to be praised in society for having a high-ranking position, and then the next moment to be in prison for years, or to have excellent health, and then one moment get seriously injured in which your physical body is permanently damaged. These realities need to be addressed as there are many of you that have already gone through this, and due to these experiences, you are tired of the state of suffering, and what that brings in your life, and are ready to step more into a life where you are not suffering. The most important reality on this planet now to survive physically is ascension, meaning to not have to go through more reincarnated lives, as those that are being lazy and not rising their vibrations are going to stay in the lower dimensions, until ready. This is not about putting off your light work, and if you are not ready to ascend, you are going to feel that this is an easy process, in which you put in a little work on your part, and try to be successful in ascending beyond death. As you notice, many billions on planet Earth are planning on dying in this life, and are unaware of what happens after the physical death process, while who we are of the angelic realms, of the Galactic Federation of Light are aware of what happens. Those individuals that are choosing to stay in the lower ego self, meaning are refusing to detach from the need to fight, from the need to war, are choosing duality still. This is as clear as it can be, to then show a level of reality changes that are going on inside of you, to then increase the vibrancy of your life, to then end the levels of distortions in your life for a clear entrance into higher dimensions. We stand in the natural path of glory. We are the angelic realms. We are the Galactic Federation of Light.